Hey, my friends. Welcome back to another Step It Up Stamping. I'm Barb Brimhall, also known as the Busy Bee Stamper. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to start with a very simple card and then step it up with extra layers, techniques, and details so you can create your own stamping journey where you feel the most comfortable. There's something here for everyone today. Today, I'm using one of my personal favorite stamp sets. I'm using the Gallery Blooms. Let me bring this up a little bit higher. This is the most gorgeous suite. Look at this paper. I'm going to be doing a future Step It Up stamping with this paper. It's gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to be using this stamp set and these dies. And then I'm also going to be using one of the dies from the beautiful motif dies. This is part of this beautiful Gallery Suite collection, but I'm really only highlighting the Gallery Blooms today. That's going to be our major focal point. But I wanted to show you, because I just had to bring it in on the Queen Bee card, I'm going to show you how these three dies work. I'm actually only going to be using one, but I want to show you how beautiful they are in person. Okay, so let's bring out our easiest card, also known as the Busy Bee card. And I love the color combination I'm using today. This is actually not this bright in person. It's a really gorgeous royal blue. And I'm pairing that with balmy blue, which I think is a great pairing together. And then, of course, basic white. Now, you may have noticed when I showed you the Gallery Blue stamp set, there are no sentiments. So I just brought in one of my personal favorite stamp sets, Simply Said, which I have used so much. I definitely have gotten my money's worth out of this stamp set. And I just went with a happy birthday. I wanted a quick, simple, easy card, so I did not color it in. And I think it looks good. I don't think you have to color because this particular stamped image is so intricate that I don't really think it has to be colored in. I don't know. I'll be interested to see what you guys think. So that's just a very simple, easy card that anybody could make in a hurry. Now I'm bringing in the Worker Bee card, which adds a lot more. Look at the difference between these two cards. And that's just taking it up one step. So let's talk about how I stepped this up a little bit. First of all, I did color in the images here, and I used the Petal Pink blends. And then along with that, I used Mossy Meadow. So it's giving it quite a deep dark. And if you wanted it just a little bit brighter, you could use the Calypso Coral blends, which is actually what I decided to put into the instructions. By the way, if you're on Facebook, you'll find the link to the instructions above. If you're on YouTube, you'll see the link to the instructions below. But I decided to bring in Calypso Coral because then you do get that darker look. So it's up to you. All right. I then stamped the happy birthday in black. So same thing here. The only difference is I put it on Petal Pink cardstock. And then I use the new mini corrugated embossing folder. I love this embossing folder. I think it's so cool. And it's just got that mini corrugated look. Takes no time at all, but does add some depth to this card. Okay, so that is our Worker Bee. Now, are you guys ready for the Queen Bee? It is not a difficult card, but it definitely takes it up a notch with a lot of different things. I love this card so much. Actually, I'm going to move these so I can move this up. Love this, love this. Okay, so we've got the balmy blue in behind here, and in the mini corrugated folder. I die cut out the flower this time with the Gallery Blooms dies. I added as embellishment something I haven't used in a long, long time, which are the basic rhinestones. These are like in every, I always have these in stock because they're just simple gems that just add a lot without overpowering our main focal image. Our eye doesn't really go to those, but it catches the shine, right? And then I stamped the happy birthday. This time I stamped it in blueberry bushel. I wanted that contrast. So you can see this is blue, not the black. Let me put this up here so you can see the difference. You could do black. It doesn't really matter. I just did it. And then I just cut cardstock. What I did this time is I used those frames from this Gallery Blooms bundle, and I put the corrugated cardstock underneath that frame. So it's like, if you feel it, it's showing like it's a frame. I don't know that it was worth doing that, to be totally honest, because the only way you really know it, you could see it a little bit here, the frame, but the only way you truly know it is by feeling it. So I'm going to leave that up to you. It's in the instructions as using the frame. So this is one frame, and then I use the second frame to cut out the middle, and then I put the corrugated balmy blue behind it. And then, of course, I added some of my favorite ribbon. This ribbon is so gorgeous. It's the silver and white sheer ribbon, which I thought paired really well with the rhinestones. Now, what I really want to show you is see in this corner and see in this corner. Those are the dies that I showed you that are with the coordinating beautiful motif dies. And it cuts through. But it doesn't cut it out. Does that make sense? In other words, it die cuts it, but it doesn't cut things out. It just puts the impression in there. But how gorgeous is that? My gosh, they're so gorgeous. I just thought it upped the elegance of this card. But because it does kind of cut through, what I decided to do was put this on a basic white card base. And then I just stamped, this is from the Gallery Blooms stamp set, colored it in with Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, and Mossy Meadow. But then I just cut a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of the blueberry bushel. And that's what I die cut. And then I just stuck it on the basic white card base. Does that make sense? You could see here where I didn't trim it super well. So does that make sense, friends? I hope that makes sense. So you can see that this is glued down here, and I should have trimmed that, but I just didn't, because why bother? That's kind of my philosophy. Handmade with love, doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, I just think these are so pretty, and it gives such fun personal interest and depth to this card. Okay, so there we have it, friends. Give me just a second to set this up. We've got our Busy Bee card, super simple. You can make a ton of these in a hurry. Stepped it up with the Worker Bee card by adding corrugated, the blooms colored in, and putting Petal Pink cardstock here instead of the basic white. That's quite a step up. This is a huge jump from the Busy Bee to the Worker Bee. I admit it. And then I added the Queen Bee, which I just think is luscious. There are so many different things to see on this card. You've got the die cut flower. You've got the background with those gorgeous, beautiful motif dies. You've got the corrugated behind the frame. And this time you have the happy birthday in blueberry bushel instead of black memento to sort of make it a little bit more faded. It's really hard to see even in person, but it does trick the eye a little bit. So there you have it, my friends. I can't wait to hear which is your favorite card, which one you'd be most likely to make. And let me know in the comments, because somebody on Monday on my Facebook page is going to win their favorite card. We're going to spin that wheel and see who wins it. Okay. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week. I'll be back next Sunday with another Step It Up stamping if you're on my Facebook page. Otherwise, it goes up on Monday on YouTube. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next week. Have a fabulous week, my friends. Bye.